guys are the first school and first students to get the award of School of the Year?
This is from Simon. He says, when did you start the job and why did you choose the job?
Well, when I was at school, and I was always, I'm sure some of you are the same, I was always hanging around in ponds, catching newts and playing with tadpoles and these sorts of things.
I do that still.
Yeah, this is it. I do that still. So I started doing that, and then when my friends went to work for banks or for building societies or get proper jobs in offices, I was so into fish and so into tadpoles and newts and things, I thought, I want to do this for a living.
So Sabrina's asked, how do you look after the plants properly?
Well, the plants need food a bit like the fish do, but in a different way. So it's a bit like if you were to go to a garden centre and buy yourself a rose in a pot. If you planted it in a bucket of gravel, it wouldn't do very well. And so what you need is you need all of the iron and the cobalt and all of these strange chemicals that the plants need to make new bits of plant. And what tends to happen is, in the fish tank, there's only so much in terms of nutrients. If you were to get a bucket full of soil and throw it in there, it would be very, very rich in nutrients, but of course, it would be really cloudy. Yeah, you'd have a tank full of mud. So what tends to happen in the fish tank is that the plants run out of food.
So you have food water?
Yeah, you have the little bottle of, it's mostly iron, and iron is what makes them green, because it's the chlorophyll that they use the iron to build. So if they start to go a little bit yellow...
You've given them too much.
Well, other way around. They need a bit more iron to make it. So, yeah. So that's the thing that tends to be the problem, which is why we gave you the artificial plant, just in case.
I think the last one that we've not covered is, what is your favourite fish?
There's so many of them. I really struggle, and it changes. So every day, if you remember, I see thousands and thousands of fish, and so every day I walk into one of the shops and I think, I know what my favourite fish is, then I'll see something I really like, and I think, oh, maybe today that's my favourite fish. So it changes, but I do like sticklebacks.
What's a stickleback?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. If you go down by the river or by a little pond, sometimes, especially during the spring, you'll see a little fish with bright blue eyes guarding a little nest, and that's a male stickleback. And what he does is he's a bit like a bird, so he builds a nest, and then when the females come past, he dances for them and tries to lure them back to his nest. And so he's a very, very good parent, and you can see him chasing other fish away if you just sit by a pond for long enough. So sticklebacks for the win.
How many fish have you taken care of?
Well, I used to work in a zoo before I worked for Maidenhead Aquatics. And there I was swimming in the tanks to clean the glass, and we had thousands and thousands of fish, and some of them were very rare, and some of them were part of, you know... There were little sharks, no small ones though.
I guess. It's time for some medals.
There you go, I award you the first ever Fishkeeper Fry medal. Congratulations.